authentication dependency. Well, we are starting with the Firebase authentication. So first thing, we need to import these dependencies. First dependency I have already imported. Now this is the second one. So remember that very first thing you need to create the Firebase project. Very first thing, that thing is pending. If you want to work with any of the module of the Firebase, you need to first add the Firebase to your Android project. Do you remember the steps that we have done? So first you need to go to the Firebase console. Just go to the console.
Hello.
Yes, Suvarna. Do you remember how to add Firebase to your Android project? Hello? Hello?
From console, Firebase console by our Gmail account.
Yes, first you need to go to the Firebase console. Okay, let me delete this FCM demo and create new project. So we need to delete the FCM demo. I need to delete it.
The authentication is one of the project of Firebase.
Yes, authentication is one of the project from
Product
the
of Firebase.
Yes, it's a product of Firebase.
Free or
No, it is free. It is free. Yes. So I have deleted the project. Okay. Now let's create new project here. And name of the project O121 chat. 1-to-1 chat. Okay. So we can continue that. So analytics we don't need. Create the project. So project is getting created. Then what's the step, Suvarna? Can you tell me next step? The firebase.json, that file you need to download here. Okay, now we are working on the Android. Name of the project, see here you need to register the app. So your name of the project is this com.ne.oto 1-to-1 chat. OTO 1-to-1 chat, and register. So project is getting registered. Can you see now the Google Play Services.json? So under the downloads we might have, okay, you don't have that file, so we can download it. Just sync the project first. and then download this Google services.json file. So file would be getting downloaded, and can you see at the level of app, Google services.json you need to add at the level of app. See, already file is there, just copy it at the level of app. If you see here, my application app build src, means at the level of src. Means here, remember that here at the level of src, can you see at the level of src you need to add the file. Just remove that one, otherwise it won't work. Google services, this one, and say okay. Okay, now next you just need to cross verify, check this is added or not. Add this line to the dependencies in your project level, means in this build.gradle, that already I have done. Can you see this line I have already added at the time of FCM. Okay, then apply plugin. You need this thing, you need this thing, apply plugin. Now sync the project. Okay, then console we already have here. Continue to the console. Now see, authentication. Okay, we need to have the authentication. Can you see here, you need to go and just enable email password. I'm going here and you just need to enable it. See, allow users to sign in using their email addresses and password. Our SDK also provide the email address verification, password recovery in the change in primitive, but here I can say save. Remember that these many methods are there where you can log in by means of authentication API. So phone is there. Presently we are just using email and password. Google is there, Game Center, Facebook, Twitter, GitHub. So if you use this, you are able to log in something like this. Okay, fine. Now this is done. Now Firebase authentication documentation and go to the Android. Remember that for every project you will find different documentation. So it's a Google, and that's why they have maintained very precise and fantastic documentation. Please do not expect such things from all other vendors. This is a Google, and that's why they have maintained it very properly. Okay, now see, email and password based authentication, that's what we are looking for. Email and password based authentication. I'm clicking on Android. I'm clicking on Android. So first BOM we have added. This thing is important. Then implementation Firebase auth, this thing we have done. And this thing I'm copying. First in the registration, I'll go to the registration fragment and see. So if you don't want this, I'm not deleting it right now, but in on create, sorry, here Firebase auth, just import the project Firebase auth, and you can initialize it. Auth is equals to firebase.auth, like this. You can initialize like this, and then on start you can see current user. Now the first step, create a password based account. Create what? A password based account. When initializing your activity, check the user is currently signed in, right? When new user signs in, your app sign up form, complete a very new account, something like that. That's what they are saying. We are doing same thing. Just import it. Okay. The next step, they are saying that this is a registration, means straight away either you can get this user or you don't get this user. That is up to you. So update UI we don't have, and just you can have log.i and any, and you can say current user. You can say what? Current user. Now let me connect with my mobile. Okay, now see, it is going to come to the main activity. Then I'll go to the registration activity, and registration activity is going to load registration fragment. So you can go to the registration fragment registration, and here we can change the text. Registration fragment. Okay, and let's go to the login, and there write login fragment. Login fragment, right? Let me run the project. So I'm running the project, just a moment. So it will take little time because we have the Firebase in place. Okay. Oh, I didn't open that. Just a moment. Okay, see now I will open OTO chat. Can you see after a few seconds it will go to the registration fragment? Why? Because of that activity, splash screen activity. Can you see it is coming to what? Registration fragment, means here it is coming on this page, and it is printing this current user also. If you see current user is what? Null, means there is a no user allocated with this application. Now this thing here we are going to create the user. So this is the code auth dot create user with email and password. Now go here and username and the password. So about the UI, I'm not going to worry about. So UI you would be building. We connect here. Let me connect here. And the password. And one text we can add. And here we can say one to one chat. Right, little bit bold. And button, register. Okay, one-to-one chat, this username, this password, and the register. Okay, so registration would be having its own view model. I can create a class. So for a view model, which dependency required? Suvarna, can you tell me? Registration view model. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Which dependency is required for the view model? There is one dependency.
Hello.
Yes, there is one dependency required for the view model. Can you tell me which is that? Yes. There is one dependency related to the life cycle. Do you remember, Sumit?
I don't remember.
Okay. Okay. Now see.
Android X lifecycle.
Yes, that is the dependency. So if you go to our data binding project, this is the dependency that you need. Okay, just sync the project and we will have view model. Well, without view model also you can do that, but I am not going to do that. And what are the things? There are some settings that you need to do related to view model. What are that? Yes. What are that, Suvarna? Here you need to do something. Build.
Data binding enabled. True.
No, build feature, right?
Yes.
Build what?
So data binding, and in that we can say enable true.
No, there is something else. Check it once. See, build features data binding is true. This is the code you need. Data binding is what? True. Sync the project. Okay, now your data binding is done. Now next thing, converting your layout. Gradle build is in progress. Okay, now what is this thing? Right click, show context actions, and just close all the things. Too many things are open. Yeah, convert it to the data binding layout. Okay, then what's the code? Can you tell me? Variable name VM and com dot any dot app dot registration view model. Correct? Registration view model. Now you can go here, in the view model. You need to have extend it to what? View model. So there is one click listener. We need to have this thing, private underscore reg is of type mutable live data. Val is of type mutable live data, and int is equals to mutable live data. Then val reg is of type live data, that is of int is equals to underscore reg. Then val username is of type mutable live data, is equals to what? Mutable live data. And the password is also of mutable live data. Now why Suvarna? See, two-way binding. You have asked the question, I want to bind it with the two-way binding. Text at add equals to what? VM dot
username.
VM dot password, and to the button click, on click you can say VM dot function. We need to write in the view model fun on reg. Okay, VM dot on reg. So we have got this thing, VM dot on reg, and here we are going to change the value of underscore reg dot value is equals to underscore reg dot value dot plus 1. So you are changing the data, and we are going to observe on the reg in the fragment. Now in the fragment, what's the code? Can you tell me? In the fragment, what's the code? Private. There is some code in the fragment. Can you tell me? Private view model VM is of type registration by lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah, and
View model provider.
view model
Provider.
this
Yes.
dot get.
Dot get. Registration view model dot class dot java.
Okay, and you need to do one thing, vm dot lifecycle owner. Now about what you can say, this inflator, what's that? Data binding. Data binding is of type registration fragment activity main or how it comes. Fragment registration binding is equals to data binding util dot inflate.
So it's inflator dot inflate.
No, data binding inflator. So you need to pass object of layout inflator correct.
So here we first parameter is our layout file r dot. No, it's a second parameter. It's container inflator in place of inflator.
Now
First.
no, first parameter is inflator.
No sir, it's a first parameter file.
Just moment. Container.
Yes.
Yeah, now it is correct. Okay, first parameter is the inflator, second parameter what to inflate, third parameter where to inflate, and do you want to attach to root or not, that you are asking. And here you are going to say binding dot view binding dot root. Here you will get the view object. Okay, and here you need to say binding dot lifecycle owner is nothing but the activity. This is very important step, remember that. Lifecycle owner is activity. Now your task is done on create view and task is done. Then binding dot observe, then view model, and here view model also need to be set. Binding dot vm view model is equals to your vm. Okay, then vm dot reg dot observe, and life cycle owner you can pass activity as a first parameter, and second parameter is observer. What is the problem? Required life cycle owner. What's the concern, Swarna? Required life cycle owner. Okay. Required life cycle owner and found fragment activity. So activity as registration activity. Now, okay. Now here just see, just print the log.i at any and registration clicked. Okay. It will take you to the registration. Let me see, on the click nothing is happening here, means this observer is not working. On reg this must be working. Just have log.i and here we can say VM clicked. In the view model we are getting the click event. Can you see in the VM it is getting clicked, which means that our observer is not working. In the fragment vm.reg.observe, here you need to pass life cycle owner. Here is a problem. What parameter we need to pass here? Well, Swarna and Sumit, I need to go somewhere. Okay, so can we continue tomorrow please, because I have little bit urgency. Hello, I'll push
Yeah.
this. I'll push this much code. You can also check. Add,
Yes.
hit commit, login and registration, view model.
Hello, sir. Can I ask one question if
Yes.
you have time?
Yes, please.
Sir, how to add the how you add the chat and all that folders in that OTP chat?
Directly we created the package. We have created the packages.
Okay, these are packages, chat,
Yeah,
friends, and
not folders.
registration.
These are not folders. These
Okay,
are the packages. Right click, create new package.
okay, yes. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So I have pushed the code.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm discontinuing the call. Okay. Sumit.
Yes.